discus fish, however, makes an impression of exclusivity and as if from another world. On a cramped space of 10 square meters, Victor Rocha displays a selection of his special breeding successes and other choice animals in an environment especially adapted to these majestic fish. The Rocha Discus Aquarium is an unusual place, and the terms sales room or fish shop do not apply in this case. It is rather a room that has been designed with a great deal of love and a wealth of imagination for the presentation of this extraordinary fish. The discus fish offered here are well developed and have beautiful colors. Only large animals are offered for sale. Here as well, blue breeding varieties prevail, but nevertheless, red is the color of the future. The Alenquer, which is often falsely called Alenser here in Hong Kong, is in especially great demand, along with other brown color varieties that are often very liberally considered as red. The large, clean, almost sparkling aquariums fill this discus boutique with its white, friendly decor adorned with flowers. In Victor Rocha's showroom, there are only discus fish on display in 10 middle-sized aquariums that do not appear sterile or drab, despite the lack of gravel. Here too, a photograph attached to the back of the tank and small decorative pieces make it very attractive. Because the night temperatures in Hong Kong can fall to around 10 degrees Celsius in the cold winter months, the aquariums must be heated. Little filter boxes equipped with an electric motor pump and mounted onto the aquarium provide for a good water quality, in addition to regular water changes, and therefore for clear, clean water. The exclusive Rocha's Discus Aquarium is most probably one of a kind, a boutique fit for a king. The circle of discus lovers in Hong Kong is constantly increasing, and therefore the demand for discus as well. The hobby breeders play an important role in this development. There are also enthusiasts in Hong Kong who use every square meter available to care for and breed their beloved discus. But it is often an indispensable extra source of income as well. Even the living room is then turned into a room for discus breeding. To date, several discus societies have already been founded where one can talk about the proper care and the reproduction of this fish. The clay vases for reproduction also play a big part for the hobby breeders, although they sometimes are of unusual design. Normal tap water is used for breeding and for general care. Equipment for water processing is largely unknown or not in use. Frequent water changes are indispensable for a good and healthy development. The water used here is also soft and neutral in its acidity content. The filters in use are well proportioned, but not always sufficient. The aquariums are warmed with electric heaters. Breeding and rearing take place at a water temperature of 30 degrees Celsius. The discus fish which are kept and bred here are also, above all, of the blue color varieties, which can be exchanged with browns and reds, depending on the financial possibilities of the breeder. Only the source material here is of a different quality. Because the price for excellent breeding animals is very high, often it is only possible to work with affordable material, which can lead to distortions in competition. But also, in this breeding facility, they strive to breed high-quality animals. To escape from the cramped surroundings, a much larger facility was already in construction during the production of this video. Despite the limited possibilities, it was unmistakable that not only business was the main concern, but above all, interest and love for the discus. Soon, this discus farm will no longer exist, but there are certainly many more of its kind, considering all of the fans of these sought-after fish. With this modern and well-planned facility, Winston Chan is one of the few big breeders in Hong Kong. He also resides with his discus fish in a skyscraper on the 14th floor of a factory building on the outskirts of Victoria. In approximately 350 aquariums, he breeds 17,000 to 18,000 discus fish per year. Approximately 70% of them are sent to Taiwan, and 25% are sent to other Asian countries. Only around 5% remain in Hong Kong. Winston Chan's discus fish are without exception of high quality. Form and color are excellent. The high body form plays an important part here too. Besides that, the colour blue is predominant here. The breeding and rearing aquariums vary in size. Each has a separate water feed and drain. A thick main pipe on the floor serves as a receptacle for the water drained from each of the aquariums. On each aquarium, a pipe installed at the front of the tank controls the water level and serves as a foolproof overflow safety. Therefore, excess water can flow off. Flexible drain pipes fitted with a hand pump serve to cleanse the aquariums of excrement and food residues. With this hand pump pipe that leads directly into the draining system, the aquariums can be easily cleaned without having to start suction with the mouth. Each tank has its own separate connections, devices and drains. The tanks on the top shelves generally serve as water storage tanks. We asked Winston Chan how much of the water is changed daily. We change at least 1/3, but usually the half of the water in every tank daily. A box with a filter through which the tank water flows is fitted to nearly every aquarium to assure good water quality. The water is pumped out of the aquarium with an electric pump placed beside the filter box onto the material in the filter and then seeps through the substratum back into the aquarium. These piggyback filter boxes that can be cleaned without difficulty are ideal helpers in the fight against water impurity that can crop up very quickly. Many of the necessary care procedures are automated in this modern facility. An appropriately large electric control panel fitted with numerous timers that control light, filters, pumps, water flow, as well as the regulation of the reserve tanks is almost a matter of course here. For cleaning the numerous utensils, there is a sink with a draining board at the top of every aisle. They allow filters and feeding utensils, for example, to be cleaned without having to carry them across the room, which eliminates unnecessary water splashing. On the whole, this facility is very dry. There is almost no water on the floor. It is possible to work here without a raft and rubber boots. Normal tap water is used for breeding here. With an average of 4 to 5 degrees of hardness, it can still be called soft. The pH level fluctuates between 7.4 and 7.5, so it is slightly alkaline. And what is the temperature of the water in the aquariums? For breeding as well as for normal care, the water has a temperature of between 29 and 30 degrees Celsius. In the cool winter months, we have to use electric heaters. To raise healthy animals with an excellent form and colour, a diversified diet enriched with vitamins and important nutrients is crucial. Winston Chan feeds his fish a thick pulp made out of beef heart and muscle meat. It is apparently the ideal mixture for the good development of his discus. When they are 5 days old, Fry receive Nauplia from Artemia salina as a first supplementary food. A large unit is used for incubating large amounts of Artemia eggs, which are then fed to the fish as live food, or to some extent, as frozen food. Breeding pairs receive above all shrimps and larger Artemia, as well as red mosquito larvae, known as bloodworms. On the whole, a variable palette of foods is used in Hong Kong for achieving different colour goals. Shrimp eggs are generally fed to intensify the red colour and red eyes. Beef heart for a high body form and to assist the development of the colour blue. And shrimp meat for a metallic shine and the intensification of the colour green. But Winston Chan has his own methods that are quite clearly successful too. When asked about his hopes for the future, he replied that he hoped for further beautiful and healthy breeds, as well as new, interestingly coloured discus fish. Penang, the island paradise in the Indian Ocean, or the island of the betel nut palm trees in the northwest of Malaysia, is a popular tourist destination because of its beautiful scenery, its palm beaches, and its pleasant tropical climate. Georgetown, also known as Penang City, is the capital of the island. A former English settlement, the first of its kind in Malaysia. Even today, one can still sense a touch of the old colonial times in the architecture. Penang is developing more and more into a very modern and up-to-date island, with citizens of diverse origins, but all with a common home. Harmony, tolerance and industry make up the life in Penang. But there are also many sights to see in Penang. Framed with picturesque monasteries, the Buddhist temple Kek Lok Si and the 30-metre-high pagoda of the 10,000 Buddhas stand on top of Ayah Itam Hill. The temple grounds are especially beautiful. It covers the entire hill with its shrines, altars and unusual Buddha statues.